Islands, home to fishers, traders.
Come with me,
insists Solomon Sanko. The governor is determined to make good on his promise. Later that day, after a feast in his estate, the governor surprises the scoundrels with something they never thought they'd experience: fame and glory.
All hail the heroes of Half-Arch! Thomas Terlinger, brilliant apothecary dedicated to helping others. Nuna the Wise, who protects us with mysterious powers. And finally, Horatio Ninelives, the thrice-blessed swordsman and charming conversationalist. So be sure to speak with him tonight. Without further ado, let us begin the Heroes' Celebration! I hope you had a pleasant evening. The heroes of Half-Arch are always welcome in this city,
says the governor before he's called back into the hall.
Ah, it's the heroes. Leaving already. That's a shame. May we meet again in equally joyful circumstances,
Captain Starling says before excusing himself. After a round of farewells, the scoundrels slip away. Though they've lost one of their number, they've gained a second chance. They agree to split the treasure equally and go their separate ways. Time for your award. Choose a new ability and it's yours. Choosing a deceptively humble pouch of precious gems, Nuna slips the treasure inside her sleeve before leaving, hopefully to a remote, peaceful island. Thomas appraises the treasure with a keen eye, weighing his options before scooping several stacks of coins into pouches and leaving Half-Arch. Horatio gathers the precious rings, amulets and earrings into his pack before returning to his party. Such things will prove useful in the upper echelons of society. And with that, the treasure chest is empty, and our scoundrels... heroes go their separate ways, vowing to put their scoundrel days behind them. And they did. Well, at least for some time. 7 years is a long time. Long enough to build a whole new, quieter life. Tonight the scoundrels return to Half Arch for the first time since that day.
Over here.
It's Governor Sanko.
Quickly, we may be watched.
A figure darts from the shadows and stabs the governor. This is very bad. You must find out why the governor summoned you. The governor is barely conscious and gravely wounded. Your scoundrel tends to him as best they can. A city watch patrol. This is not good timing. More city watch. They must have heard something while on guard duty on the West Dock. That's not good either. And then there's the governor's mysterious assailant. They're getting away. 3 problems. And only 2 of you left. Make a choice, quick! The gates can be barred, keeping the city watch out, but it's usually a 2-person job. Perhaps your scoundrel can talk the officers into heading back to their post before they spot the governor's body. Your scoundrel will have to be fast to chase down the assassin before they get away. Your scoundrel will have to be fast to chase down the assassin before they get away. Perhaps your scoundrel can talk the officers into heading back to their post before they spot the governor's. Your scoundrel will have to be fast to chase down the assassin before they get away. Your scoundrel acts drunk and begins a long, boring story about tripping over crates. The guards make excuses and leave quickly. Your scoundrel watches them go, noticing they are guarding a ship on the West Docks. Your scoundrel darts forward and grabs the assassin's robe. Suddenly there's a bolt of lightning, and the assassin vanishes. Whoever it was, they have magic. The governor laughs as his eyes open and he recognizes.
Making a show of saving me, Horatio. We both know you'll let me die. It's what you do. Oh, yes, I know. I know what all of you have done. And soon everyone else will too.
All Horatio can do is hold him as he dies. A quick search of the governor turns up a map of the islands with several locations marked, each one horribly familiar to one of the scoundrels. No time to wonder what the governor's words or map mean. The City Watch have seen the scoundrels with his dead body. You'll have to fight them off. dropped off the watch. But it's only a matter of time before more come to investigate the commotion. You need to get out of Half Arch, and that means you need a ship. At the East Docks is the governor's ship, the Sunfish. He doesn't need it anymore. But there are plenty across the Crown who'll recognise it, for good or ill. The scoundrels don't recognise the ship at the West Docks. The guard probably means captured pirate or smuggler. Maybe good for laying low, but who knows who owns it. Whichever one you're going to take, now's the time to choose. The privateer militia, the Crown's navy of authorised pirates, has impounded what looks like a smuggling ship and captured one of its crew. It's called the Sawtooth. The scoundrels haven't heard of it. Hopefully no one else has either. Hey, you're not drunk. What's your business here? You're not going to take this ship without a fight. The chained smuggler is trying to get your attention. Maybe she can help you. You want this ship? So do I. Let me free and I'll sail it for you. She seems genuine, and you could pick that lock. Your scoundrel begins picking the padlock. It's tricky, but they're sure they can do it. You want this ship? So do I. Let me free and I'll sail it for you. The smuggler's chains drop to the ground. Thanks, friend. I'm Anguilla. But let's save the introductions for after I get my ship back, eh? Yes! The Sawtooth is free. Now, what do you want with my ship? The scoundrels explain they've been framed for a murder they didn't commit, and they need a ship to escape and catch the real killers. On the run, trying to prove your innocence. Never heard that one before and believed it. But, all right, you've got yourselves a first mate. Now, say the word and we'll set sail. Finally, let's get my Sawtooth underway. Now, once clear of the docks, the scoundrels examine the map they found on the Governor. The marked locations are places from each scoundrel's past, a past they had hoped to leave behind. Let me see that. Anguilla snatches the map. I knew it. This is an old sailor's code on the back. I can figure out what it says, given a day or two. As you sail the Crown Islands, your choices won't just affect you. The consequences of your actions will be reported in the Crown Herald. The scoundrels have been set up, and killing those guards won't have helped their case. You're gonna have to find out who framed you to clear your name. Who was the masked assassin? And who knew the scoundrel's secrets and told the Governor? Your scoundrels will need all the help they can get. Go on, pick an upgrade. While the code is deciphered, you have another clue to investigate. The Governor's map. Revisiting those places will be hard for the scoundrels, but it's your only lead. The village is infamous for being ravaged by orcs many years ago, when Horatio was there. As the ship nears Tide Reef, Horatio, who has been quiet, takes a deep breath and buries his nerves below his usual grin and swagger. Time to talk. Nuna is thinking about orc magic. Fueled by blood and rage, manipulating bodies dead and alive, foul even by her standards, an evil that must be fought to the last. Horatio nods, then excuses himself. So, you was running your hero con here, yeah? I know the deal. Set up a patsy as a bandit or whatever, beat him in combat, rake in the praise and the free meals and such. Lucky you missed the orc raid, eh? Horatio nods, muttering something about luck. Thomas has drawn lines and symbols around Tide Reef on a map, but he can't see why orcs would come here. Did Horatio see anything useful when he was last here? Horatio answers truthfully. No, nothing. Horatio spends the rest of the short journey in silence. You don't have to lie if you keep your mouth shut. Tide Reef, built in the fork of the Velvet River. Looks pretty good for a village that was almost razed to the ground by orcs only 7 years ago. Horatio is nervous, but as soon as he notices the others looking, he puts on his usual bravado and strides across the bridge to find the village square full of goblarks trying to capture the villagers. One of the villagers in particular attracts Horatio's attention, and his bravery dissolves. Horatio really doesn't want to be noticed. Let's see if he can make it to those trees before the villagers see him. Horatio nimbly scarpers into the trees and vanishes. Even the other scoundrels can't spot him in there. The woman who'd spooked Horatio turns just as he disappears. She shakes her head before shoving away the goblark trying to shackle her. Whatever Horatio was doing, it's clear the other scoundrels are going to have to step up. They cross the bridge, quickly assessing the situation. These villagers are determined to fight, but they're no warriors. They're going to get themselves killed. Your scoundrel can see the villagers' distrust and anger fading as the words hit home. They drop their improvised weapons and flee. Goblarks are weird. They don't feel fear, but they recognize the strong, like the orcs, and perhaps your scoundrel. The goblarks look at each other and seem to be disagreeing about something. Who knows what it is, but some of them ran off. Angry at being ignored, the lead goblark shouts something unintelligible and kills its hostage. The remaining villagers are horrified. The goblarks are done waiting. The battle for Tide Reef is on. As a second villager dies, the mood amongst the villagers turns. If you don't save them, Tide Reef will struggle to recover. With the last of the Goblarks dispatched, the battle is won. But Tidewreath's problems aren't done yet.
Come on, coward. You're safe now. And I know you recognize me.
It's the woman who spooked Horatio.
You haven't changed.
She turns to the other scoundrels.
I'm Zainab. My father ran the inn until he was slaughtered with the rest of the village. After the great Horatio Ninelives went outside, promising to save us. And now you show up, just as it's all happening again? The orcs have landed on the beach and sent Goblarks into the sea caves. You're going to help set things right.
She suddenly chains herself to a guilty-looking Horatio, using one of the Goblark's shackles.
No more hiding for you. Wherever you go, I go, until my home is safe.
Zainab glances around the village.
I won't lie. I'm surprised you've saved so many already. But I'm watching you.
It's clear she doesn't know anything about the scoundrel's own predicament. The orcs know something. Zainab shows you the way to the sea cave, where the orcs have returned for whatever they left behind 7 years ago. It's time to go.